believe we've actually done this as consistently. Whew! Guys.
This is what I do to him every day.
She was gone for a week. And hold on, let me move this table a little bit.
Because my legs are short.
Her legs
and I can't
aren't reaching
reach.
the table. Okay. She was gone for a week. And we actually, I think, both of us appreciate time apart every once in a while.
Yes.
And, we're not that couple that is calling each other every 10 minutes to see what's going on. And what did you do? And
we're
how
not
are you doing?
like texting all day. No. And we
actually,
check in. We text
we
like once a night.
had to purposefully, hold on, you're not in here.
I know, I actually brought it up this time. I think we should actually check in.
Purposefully, at least before the end of the day, each day, kind of say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Anything you want to go talk about, or just check in.
Good
what's
night.
up? How you doing? Good night.
Sweet dreams.
Because we have in the past, she'd go to Atlanta, or we'd go somewhere, or I'd go somewhere, or she'd go somewhere, and it would be like
every few days.
Bye, and then when they're back, oh hey, look, you're back. Like, and that was it. So we try to do that. But needless to say, when she came back, when I picked her up at the airport the other day.
It started before I came back.
Damn.
It
started before that. Yes. Okay.
He was texting me the last few days.
Well, I found some pictures of her.
Oh.
There's one picture of her specifically that everything about this picture is what I see in her. It's just everything. And I couldn't stop looking at it. It's like, okay, now you need to get your ass on.
It's an unposed, it was a professional shot, but it was an unedited, unposed picture.
Yeah, she was in transition from one pose to another, but it was just such a
and it was my very
natural.
It was my very first fitness shoot I ever did.
But you were in a dress and high heels.
I was
in
a dress and heels. Shoot. Yeah, it was right after my first competition.
Yeah.
That's so funny. In 2016.
Y'all, damn. Anywho.
And he was texting me the last few days,
That was after I saw that picture.
I am over this. I'm ready for you to be home.
Get your ass home. Yeah.
And y'all, this is so, you want to talk about motivation.
We need to see the pic. Well, do
you want to show it?
I have it on here. I don't know if I have it on my phone.
It's on his desktop. It's his desktop.
Oh, I emailed it to you, didn't I?
You did.
Okay, fine.
In WhatsApp. You sent it in WhatsApp.
Why is this motivation?
So for those who talk about I'm having a hard time being motivated, finding motivation, getting motivated, whatever it might be, right? Sorry, I have this. I have an eyelash. It's distracting me. I can't find it.
You got something in your eyes.
Anyways, I don't know where it is. Okay, maybe I got it. Or it might just be this hair because it's freshly.
Your hair is
freshly washed and the curls are curling and it's going everywhere. I'm going to use Instagram to see if I can see. Okay, I can't see anything. All right. So wait, what was I saying?
You said it's motivating because.
Oh, the motivation. So this show, before the show even, when I was getting really lean. Mm-hmm. Actually, this is something we could talk about here.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, there's the pic. Show it to Instagram.
How do I get this on here? Hold on.
It's on
That's
there.
the picture, guys. Look at her. She looks fucking amazing.
Oh snap! He cursed on the actual video. That doesn't happen very often.
Y'all, I'm crazy.
That's still
crazy about this lady.
You know what's crazy is all these years later, that's still one of my favorite shoots ever.
But that picture in general is just something about it. Anywho, it's motivating to have a partner who is attracted and
like unprovoked, you just make sounds when you see me in certain.
Well, here's the thing. It feeds off because you accept it and you don't.
Oh, I love it.
I
love it. It just
I've been in relationships where I've been where I'll see something oh wow, and then it's stop.
You know what? This relates to our sex life topic.
It does. Where me being vocal or visual in how I'm attracted to somebody would get shut down because of their insecurities or because of
Inability
their
to receive.
inability to receive or whatever
Yes,
it may be, right?
yes.
And we talked about
We
we
talked
were
about
gonna
it,
talk about it.
but we didn't talk about it in the
Because
video.
it's that whole thing about a lot of women can't take compliments. A lot
Yes.
of women don't feel
It's difficult to
to
receive
receive that, yeah.
compliments and or to be looked at sexually.
That's a whole
And
nother-
that's really where that comes from. Like if that's
If there's
within
one
your
person-
relationship,
yeah.
if you cannot accept your man looking at you sexually,
Then why
that
would you-
actually
yeah,
should
that's-
signify that there's a problem
Yeah,
there.
why? Yeah, you're not ready to be with somebody
Woo, some work that needs to be done.
because
But-
that's a huge part of the relationship, particularly for the guy.
And here's the thing,
Very much.
when your sex life is good, we were talking about, signs of poor sex life and things of that nature. When the sex life is good, it's not about, you don't want to shut down your partner when they're talking about the way you look or they're attracted to you or there's no need to like why would you shut that down, right? If everything is good. So there's something, it's signals. These are signals when something's not healthy.
Courtney brought up a really good point. She said it's hard to take compliments because in a way it's like, thank you, I agree. And if you don't agree with what they're saying, it feels like weird to say that you thank you and accept. Okay, here's the here's the thing. You don't have to agree to accept it. That's the thought process you need to think about. Somebody giving you a compliment isn't about you. It's about how they see
Perceive
you.
you. Ooh.
It's coming from them. It's not about you. That's why you can accept it. Right? Just like someone giving you a hard time. It's the same thought process. If someone's saying you're ugly, you can take it. You don't have to
It's
own
about
it.
how you
It's not
receive it.
about you.
Yes.
It's about how they're perceiving you. It's not about you. It's the same thing with a compliment. It's not really about you.
They're expressing something that they notice. And
Right.
and here's the other thing with your partner in particular.
But yes.
With your partner in particular, ladies, and we had this conversation off camera about before that topic as well, about how women know that regardless of how our man sees us and feels about us, if we don't feel good in our skin, that can shut down our sex life.
Yeah.
We will shut down our partner's advances because we don't feel sexy. We don't feel attractive. We feel some kind of way with our own insecurities about our body that they don't feel that. They don't see that. They're giving us all of this affirmation and we're just like, ugh. And then we stop it. We don't receive that, right? So something that you can practice is
Go ahead. I'll let you finish. And then
is
before I lose my thought.
receiving the good that they are giving you as a way of helping you feel better about yourself.
Or do better for yourself. Because here's the thing. I love how you said that. Receive the good.
Yes.
There is good. There can be good. There isn't always. There can be good in negative feedback. So it is up to you how you receive.
That's very true.
How
yeah.
you receive information from someone who's complaining about you or talking smack or hating on you from the internet is the same as how you receive information from a compliment. You have to determine, what is this about? Can I use this to change my view of myself, to change my view of how I'm doing, what I'm saying, where I'm going? It's all just input, guys.
Yes.
It is 100% up to you to determine how you deal with it.
And what it means to you.
None of it is bad.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. Your perception, how you approach it is what makes a difference. So when someone says, I love what you've done with your body composition. You look, oh my God, you lost so much weight. And you're like, oh my God, I still have so much to lose. Why would you
Because you're focusing.
immediately discount what they're saying instead of receiving it and taking a second and saying, you know what?
Yeah,
I have lost a lot of weight. And realizing they're noticing your progress. Why aren't you noticing your progress?
And I want to use this as an example because she says, I can take a compliment on my shoes because, of course, I like them too, LOL, right?
Right. Why don't you like yourself?
But, so that's an example for you, right? But how many times have you complimented a woman on something she's wearing that clearly she likes too because she's bought
wearing
it
and she
downplays it?
right. Oh, this old thing.
These shoes I got for $5 at Target.
Right.
So you're now denigrating this compliment instead of just saying, thanks, I love them too. Right? Maybe you don't have an issue with that, but there are so many women who cannot even do that, cannot take a compliment on anything. Everything is immediately smacked down.
Yeah.
Because I can't possibly be told something good. I need to now make it less so. And I think it comes, oh boy, this is like a whole.
Oh, we're going. You just said the word.
This is like, we could go down a
just
rabbit hole, and
said
this
the
is not what
word.
today's topic is. But women keep making yourselves smaller for other people.
Stop.
Because when somebody says something nice about me, what I'm wearing, what I'm doing in the world, anything,
Yes.
I'm not allowed to take up that space. I'm not allowed to receive that.
Here's the deal. For everybody listening, guys too, but mostly the women, because this is a topic that is very pervasive.
Who knew we were going to be getting into this today?
I want all of you women out there on your goal sheet, because I know you guys are all working on goal sheets
all
and
writing
vision
your
boards for
goals,
2025.
yeah.
I know everybody's putting together, here's what this year is going to be about. One of the things I want you to put up on your goals for this year, for 2025. You ready? Take up more space.
Ooh, yes.
For yourself. You deserve more. Go get it.
Yep.
All day.
Yep. I was just having this conversation with my mom when I was visiting about vanity and how many times I see in check-ins. I know this is a vain goal. I know my goals are vanity driven, but you don't have to qualify that. It's 100% okay to have vanity goals.
Absolutely.
To want to look better. Who told you it's not okay for you to desire to look better?
Yeah.
That's just one of so many examples of my goals are not okay. It's not okay. I'm not allowed to be selfish. I'm not allowed to want something for myself because I'm a mom. Oh my gosh, all the things I can get into here. It's ridiculous, but
Okay,
it's
we need to, yeah.
programming. We need to do a
It
whole
is
talk
programming.
on
Oh
how
my
to
God.
change your programming. Here's something I didn't put.
She just
I'm
punched
kidding
me.
you.
She's slapping me.
Here's something I didn't put on the list that we're going to talk about today, but
Okay.
let's add it to the list. Because our topic today is about our top tips or best advice of 2024. Best of 2024.
It took us 15 minutes to get there.
The best pieces of advice and the things we hear ourselves saying again and again and again to clients.
In no particular order.
And here's one I'm going to add to the list to make it number one.
Let's do it first.
Stop apologizing.
Oh, yes.
Hard
guy did
stop.
it.
Just stop apologizing, period. Ladies, try to, especially ladies, because it's such a woman thing, try to identify, just start by identifying, becoming aware of how many times you say you're sorry in a day, that you do not need to be saying you're sorry for it. Simple little things.
Bumping into somebody in the hallway, come around the corner, and you're going one way, the other person's going the other way, and they bump. Oh, sorry. What is there to be sorry for? I bumped into you, you bumped into me. It's an equal thing. We both came around the corner blind.
Oh my gosh, how about
And
this
bumped
one?
each other
Getting out of an elevator.
every day.
Before a person comes onto the elevator. That's the way it's supposed to work.
Right.
You are supposed to be exiting first. If you go to get on the elevator and somebody's getting off and you didn't let them off, then I could see saying you're sorry for that. But exiting an elevator and somebody's getting on and you say you're sorry, that's the way it's supposed to work. They're supposed to let
anyone's supposed to apologize, it should be them for not giving you a chance to get off.
Same thing with doors, going
It's all
through
about-
doors or not holding a door open for somebody else behind you. Like the little thing. How about the grocery store? The grocery store line. Saying you're sorry for taking a moment to put the receipt in your purse before you pick up your bags and leave. You are entitled to that. This is what we mean by taking up
Part
space.
of the process.
Stop apologizing for existing.
Yes. 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 Yes.
This one I see all the time on the online. This is such a good one from so many of you that are involved in groups online. Sorry for the long post. Whatever you are getting ready to share, you have every right to share. And people will either take the time to read it all or they won't. You don't need to qualify it by saying, I'm sorry, this is long. If you have a backstory to share, there's no need to apologize for writing more.
And guess what? In many cases, the backstory is what makes the question relevant because
context, number one.
Your context matters most.
There we go. So new number one was don't apologize.
Don't apologize.
If you want a goal for 2025 to start the new year with,
take up more space and don't apologize.
Don't apologize.
For it. Take up more space and don't apologize for it.
Yep, Mandy said, I'm such an apologizer. I say sorry for everything. Practice that. Practice the awareness first.
Yeah.
Just try to count how many times you say sorry in a day
That's
before
a great
you even
start.
try to start changing it.
And then figure out why am I, and then you start just counting it is going to make you be aware of why am I even saying
Did
sorry?
that require an apology?
Yeah. Yeah. And you may think, well, it's just saying sorry. It's no big deal. Guys, here's another one I'm adding to the list. This is going to be a long,
It's going to be a long list.
Yeah. This list is getting long.
It'll be like 24 for 24.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to add this to the list. Another piece of advice. This was one that when we did our trip to Tennessee, this one was a big factor in some stuff that happened on that trip. Words don't come from nowhere. Okay? You may think it's just a thing, it's just a saying, it's just something I always say, whatever. No. There is a reason for every word that comes out of your mouth. There is no such thing as, it was just a joke, I didn't mean it.
A lot of truth is said in jest.
Okay? There's a thought that has to happen before the words come out of your mouth.
And this is the signs. If you can start to acknowledge and recognize and become aware of the language that you use, you will learn so much about yourself, about how you feel about yourself, about everything. It is the key to everything. And this is one of the things we do most in coaching with check-ins. And the reason why the written check-in is so valuable is because most of the time the thoughts are going by unchecked. And the words that you use are internal. You're not saying them to somebody else. When you write a check-in and you're writing to your coach, those words that are up here come out on paper. And then we can call them out. And that is 9/10 of what I do in my feedback every week, private or in my group feedback videos. Hey, notice the words you used here. Like my favorite, since we're talking about the things we say most this year. My favorite is, I feel like is a story.
Yep.
Whatever's coming next is a lie. It is a lie of the emotional brain, usually to keep you stuck, because that's what's safe to your emotional brain. It doesn't want to change. It doesn't want risk. It doesn't want to take chances. So these things that you're saying when you say, I feel like, it's particularly the like. I don't have any problem with you telling me how you are feeling and identifying your emotions.
There's a difference between feeling a certain way and using your feelings in place of logic.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay? Because when I feel like, what you're saying is literally, I don't have any proof of this, but I'm going to say this is happening so that I don't have to do what I really know I need to do. That's what you're saying. I don't have any proof, but because of the emotion I'm feeling about that thing, I'm going to stop and not do that.
And it could be on either side. You could say, I feel like I did pretty good with my diet this week. What does that mean?
Right.
If you actually tracked the data and looked at the data, would it prove that you did well, or would it prove the exact opposite? The other side could be, I feel like a failure. I feel like I didn't do anything well this week. Or the way we do our check-ins, you have some wins you need to identify. You have gratitude you would identify.
Or challenges that you overcame, or whatever it may be, yeah.
And usually it is not, whatever comes after I feel like is not truth. So if you dig into that, you start, another thing to practice identifying is how many times I say that. And this is why journaling is so powerful, because check-ins are a form of journaling. It's a way of getting your thoughts out on paper so you can see in black and white what you are actually thinking on a day-to-day basis. All right.
All right. So another one we have, which we said, but we didn't really get
We didn't
into.
get
Your
into it.
context matters. So this is something you guys have heard us say over and over again. All of these things are stuff you guys have heard us say over and over again. But the only thing that matters is what's working for you. So it doesn't matter if it's a doctor, it doesn't matter if it's a scientist,
Influencer.
a coach, an influencer, whomever it may be. It doesn't matter what they say is the best. I just saw something by someone this morning. There's like, do you know what the best blah, blah, blah is? And I'm like, oh my God, someone's going to listen to this and be like, I have to do that thing because he said it's the best. But if you don't need it, then it's not the best.
It's not going to be the best for you.
Right?
The question is always, what's the best
What
for
do
me?
you need? In that context. So when you're looking at things, I had a question on my Discord this morning. Somebody was asking a hypothetical question about macros and calories and all these different things. And we were talking about it in bed this morning before we got up, because that's what we do. And
We have profound thoughts on Sunday mornings.
it was like, the question is an interesting theoretical question, but really what it comes down to is nothing matters until you try it. You can hear all the information in the world, but until you try it and see if it works, or if it's a waste of your time,
It's all speculation.
it's all
theory.
speculation. It's all theoretical. So the application of trying something, did it work? When you try something, remember,
You have to
why are
assess.
you trying it? What is the goal you're looking for at the end? And then how am I going to measure if I got there? Okay?
Which
Then
all of
you
these
can
things are on
say-
our list.
Then you can say it worked or it didn't work. Okay? Not, I didn't feel good
If
when
I do this, or if I do that, what would be better? How about you try them and
Try
see?
them. Try one. Try both. Do whatever. Right? Try it. So that's the So it's not even just the context piece. It's the try it piece.
Well, which is another
Which
one
is
we
the
have on
action
there.
you
The
have.
action. You got to move your ass. Nothing's going to happen by thinking about it, or studying it, or researching it, or talking about it, or planning it. It doesn't happen until you move your ass.
Yeah, you got to take action. You got to do something, right? We have focus on doing things that move the needle, not just being involved. And by involved, we mean watching all the videos, reading all the books, going to all the conferences, joining all the groups, asking all
questions
the
in the
questions
groups.
all day long,
What are you doing?
asking, this is one we see a lot. What are you doing for this specific thing? Well, you may get 18 different answers. Why? What do you
It'll
want to do?
probably just make you more confused at the end of the day.
If there's something you're trying to move the needle on, what have you tried versus what are you asking? You can ask, if you get any information back, you have to, this is the hard part, because I know this is the hard part for you, right? You got all these options. You don't like making decisions.
I hate
we totally
multiple
understand.
options.
We totally understand.
Give me 2 options.
Right, we
I'll
totally
pick
understand
one.
the idea where there's so much information you don't know
You get
what to pick.
overwhelmed, yeah.
At some point, though, you have to just pick one.
Yep, and try it. Throw it against the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah, and there's that whole thing of understanding what am I really trying to do. You have to. There's a critical thinking aspect in here, and this is where.
But this is where the context comes in,
exactly.
too.
That's where the context comes in. The critical thinking of, okay, I've got 8 options of people that have said all these different things are going to be the best for this one thing I'm trying to fix. Okay, where am I right now? How long have I been doing it? Who said what? If this person,
applying your own context.
if this person is super in shape, they're 20 years younger than me, they've never had any of these issues,
and they're male and I'm
doing
female.
this, maybe that I can take that one off the list, right? Who's the closest person that's to my story, my background, my
current
challenges that has said what was worked for them? Maybe I put them at the top of the list.
And this goes back to what we were talking about before about when you do ask questions, share your context so that when you do get responses, or you can even ask specifically and say, hey, I'm a woman of this age dealing with this struggle. Ladies who have overcome this, share for me how this went for you. Here's what I'm thinking about doing. If you have tried this and it worked for you or didn't, please share your experience. That will actually help you get answers that will help you figure out whether or not this might be a good idea for you.
And here's the thing, that
not just asking everybody in the group. You're gonna have to charge.
I just went from like 55 to 5%.
Can you charge it while it's on there?
No, not in the mic won't work.
Are we gonna lose?
We might lose the YouTube, guys. If we do lose the YouTube, I'll just say this now. Go over to Natalie's Instagram, the Keto Bikini Pro on Instagram, and we'll finish it up over there.
Okay.
So if my phone dies, see ya, have a nice day.
Can't we just finish without the mic and you can plug it in?
I don't have a plug, like from here to, I don't have a plug that's long enough to get to wherever there's a plug. We'll just let it die.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Sorry, guys. Although we got a ton of people on.
Technical fail. Yeah.
Keep talking.
Come on, IT guy, get it. Work this out. All right, fam. So we talked about context and applying your context when you ask questions and then take action. Try something. I don't think we had this one on the list, but don't try everything all the time, every week. Stick with something. Consistency over time is what is going to drive results. So, we didn't have this on the list, so I'm glad this came up in my mind as I'm thinking about this. When you're trying things, when you're taking action, don't just jump ship because you don't get miraculous results in a week or 2 weeks or a month or 6 weeks. Give it time to work. Usually that's going to be 3 months minimum trying something new. I know that sounds like forever, especially for my ladies who always want this like immediate results, and you're seeing all of these miraculous stories with these insane, quick, fast results online. This gives me 2 additional ones. So one is, don't try something new all the time and jump around from program to program, protocol to protocol. Use your context, as we talked about, to decide what you believe would be the best course of action for you, and then stick to it over time for at least 60 to 90 days before you make a decision about whether or not this is working for you. And we do have another one on there about tracking. If you're not tracking, you're not trying. And we'll get into that when Bronson comes back. But don't jump around to a million things and try all the new trends. Take action on the thing that applies the most to your context.
Yep.
And then I was going somewhere with that. I just thought of another one, and now I forgot what it was. Damn.
All right, so we don't have, the only extension cord we have is in storage.
Seriously?
Yeah, all the other stuff is to laptops that don't have a plug that works for the phone. So, sorry guys, YouTube, if it drops off, go to the Keto Bikini Pro on Instagram, and you can see the rest of it there.
So, context, take action. give it time to work.
time
That's
to
what I
work.
just came up with, was the consistency over time, and don't try to make a decision in a week or 2 weeks based on what else you've seen out there. Oh, and that's what made me think of another one that wasn't on our list. Stop comparing yourself to other people's results.
Right. So that goes to the consistency piece. And there's one tip I'll give you on when to change. It's not when something new catches your eye.
Yes, shiny object syndrome.
It's not when you hear so-and-so had such a great result on this
On the
X, Y, or
sardine
Z
fast.
thing or whatever it may be. You are not them. You are not whatever the other thing is. And if you are on a path, follow that path until you're sure that it's not working, then look for something new. Many of you aren't waiting long enough to see if it's working or not, and then you're switching. You have to see, determine, follow this is what I was doing. This is how long I'm going to do it. This is the result I'm looking for. This is how I know if I got there. If you can't say, yes, I did all these things, it's not time to change yet.
And what needs to happen is when you're getting started on the thing is when you decide how long you're going to commit to it.
Yeah.
Not once you get into it and you see, oh, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't enjoy this. Oh, I'm not getting miraculous results in a few days. Never mind, let's try something else. No, commit at the beginning. I am going to give this 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months. And what you might need to do, which we were just talking about, is don't spend too much time in analysis paralysis, but get enough information from trusted sources that you know how long it should take to get the result you're looking for.
Yeah.
You know whether or not what the result that you're looking for is realistic.
You know what just hit me?
Because I think you have this on the list. No,
Well-
you don't. But the weight thing, right? It's not working because I'm not losing weight,
That's a whole nother thing.
Right?
It's not about the weight.
but you maybe are missing a step there that you didn't go to a professional who could tell you, hey, I'm starting strength training. That doesn't mean I'm going to lose 10 pounds in a month. Starting strength training, how do I know if strength training is working for me does not mean I should be expecting to see major weight loss on the scale. So sometimes you need to reevaluate what you're basing your decisions on, whether or not this is successful.
Here's a theme that I'm picking up as we talk.
Yeah.
This goes into this one.
Okay.
For any of you wondering why we keep saying that you have to do all these things, right? That it's you have to apply your context, get information, evaluate
Take action.
the desired goal, how long you want to do, is it working? All of these things that we're saying. What am I going to do? What's the plan? How am I going to do it? I have to make this change. I have to do that. I got to think about it. You know why you have to do all these things? Because it's your life. You own the process. Okay? If you're feeling overwhelmed with all of the things that you have to do in order to improve your quality of life, it's because you have not acknowledged the fact that it is your life. It is your responsibility. You are the only person that can make a difference that will matter. No one can do it for you. No one. There isn't a single bit of information you can get about nutrition, fitness, biology, psychology, the stars in the sky, it doesn't matter, that is going to do the work for you. You have to do it until you acknowledge the fact and stop fighting the process.
You know what? This is why you're always jumping to the new trend. Because you're looking for a magic pill that is outside of yourself to make it easier for you, or to make this drastic change you're looking for.
Yep.
Right? Automatically. if I sign up for this program, if I do this sardine fast, if I take Ozempic, if I do these things
Oh my God, I heard
that
some stuff
somebody's
about that.
talking about, that, it made it so you're trying to make it easier instead of getting better,
Because
improving by doing something difficult.
the only way,
Out is through.
that's what it is, guys.
Through the hard stuff,
Through the
through the
hard stuff.
mindset. I usually use that as it relates to the mental, right? Because there is no, let me just say this very loud and clear, there is no diet that will fix your poor relationship with food and your body. Even you can go carnivore, you can eat only sardines for a week. It's not going to solve your problem with food. It's not going to make you not want to eat when you're not hungry. If you have always had this habit of eating for emotional reasons, eating because you're bored, eating just because, those are habits you have built, and that is going to take more than just some 30-day carnivore challenge to change it. Because what will happen is you'll do the 30 days and then you'll go back to what you were doing before if you haven't addressed this.
And here's another reality check, guys. Not only is it your responsibility, not only are you the one that has to do all the work, it's the facts, okay? But guess what? You have to do it until you die. The rest of your life, it is always going to be your responsibility. The journey doesn't end ever.
Okay, that's one we put on the list.
Right.
Stop looking for this destination. My goal weight. Once I get to my goal weight,
Then what? You're going to start eating pizza
crap
and ice cream again?
and stop working out and get sedentary again, because I guarantee you, if you do all those things, you're going to be fighting. And this is a topic I wanted to potentially make for a future chat. You're addicted to the struggle.
Yeah.
You're just going to stay on that yo-yo string, put it all back on, take it all back off again and again and again, until you realize that it's about changing your habits. It's about changing your mindset. It's about changing your lifestyle. And if you don't make lifestyle changes that are essentially changing who you are, stepping into a new identity, you will not keep the results. If all you're focused on is that goal weight, the day I get to the goal weight, then what? Ask yourself that. Then what? What am I going to do then?
What happens next?
I always
Because
like to
there's a
say-
lot of people who have a mindset of, and we literally see these questions. When can I stop eating this way?
When can I stop working out?
What are you talking about? I tell you what, the answer is anytime you want to. That is literally the answer. You can stop following a keto diet anytime you want. You can stop following a carnivore diet anytime you want. Just like you can stop following the standard American diet anytime you want.
Ooh.
It is all up to you.
Ooh.
And the struggle is only as hard as you make it. The stories you tell yourself and the struggle and the effort that you put in. I feel like I've been lately using this whole toddler analogy, right? But this is more an adolescent, preteen, teenager analogy, because I remember me when I was 13, 14 in school, just hating my homework, not wanting to do my homework, waiting to the last minute. All I wanted to do was this or that, anything else I could do but not do the homework. And my mom would yell at me all the time. If you would just get it done, then you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Woo.
And it took me until adulthood to realize if I just got it done, and now all I do is get it done so that I don't have to worry about it, right?
That is
It's a
the way
whole
you
flip,
operate now. You
right?
have
It's like just,
changed your
okay,
identity.
this has to get done. It's getting done. I can knock it off the list. I don't have to worry about it again. And it has completely changed my life. The stress, the struggle, the anxiety, all of that stuff is gone. The pressure. So guys,
Yep.
if you just did it, then you wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's Anything else? We might actually make it on the YouTube. Again, if
Maybe.
the YouTube dies, go to the Keto Bikini Pro on Instagram.
The next one about right after the responsibility. It's your responsibility, but
It's okay to ask for
you
help.
do not have to do this alone.
Yes.
If you are floundering, if you're struggling, if you're confused and unsure about what is the right thing for you, ask for help. Ask for help.
And that asking for help is different than just scouring the internet for as much information as possible. Asking
yes.
for help literally means find someone that you can talk to, share your questions, share your stories, and get individual feedback, i.e., get a coach. Get a mentor. Get somebody who's going to take the time.
Someone
even
you
if
trust.
you have to pay them.
Someone you trust, their opinion.
Okay? Paying for a coach is going to save you so much, not just money.
Hours, days,
stress,
weeks,
days in your
months.
progress, frustration, illness, sickness, injury. It's going to save you so much if you can get someone who's going to give you that feedback and help you along the process. I can't even.
And I have to say this, when you get a coach, stop listening to everyone else. Follow your coach's advice. When you're unsure of something, contact your coach. That's why you have a coach. If you're working one-on-one with a coach, you should have access to that coach to ask them anything you need whenever you need. Do not let shiny object syndrome send you in another direction, and do not go asking everyone else and their mother questions you should be asking your coach.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to be as blunt as possible. If you do hire a coach and you listen to anybody else about what you're doing besides your coach, you just wasted your money.
And your time.
Hiring
your effort.
a coach, the whole process only works if you focus on what your coach is doing and stop listening to everybody else.
That's the point, y'all.
That is what coaching is about. Okay? Nothing frustrates a coach more than hearing about something a client is doing that isn't what they recommended.
And
because here's the deal. Now, there's a couple layers to this. Okay, number one, if you're doing stuff other than what your coach is telling you to do, then you're wasting your coach's time and it's disrespectful.
And you're making
Number
it
one.
10 times harder for the coach to help you.
You're sabotaging your own progress. And when it doesn't work for you and you go somewhere else and you tell people that I worked with so-and-so and I still didn't see progress, you are now tarnishing your coach's reputation because you didn't follow what they said.
Yep, it's so true.
It is rude and it is disrespectful.
There was a
and
point
it is self-sabotaging.
in time where I was getting so many questions and so many DMs from people who were working with other coaches, asking me my thoughts on what their coach is having them do.
Why are you
that I
asking
was
me?
going to get a t-shirt that says, I'm not your side coach.
Yes.
Because if you have to go somewhere else to ask someone else about what your coach is recommending, you don't trust that coach and you shouldn't have signed up with them in the first place.
Or you need to quit. It's like being married.
Why are you working with a coach if you don't trust what they're telling you?
Yeah.
You need to be thinking about that on the front end. These are questions you should be thinking about before you sign up with a coach. Would I trust what they tell me to do? Mm-hmm. Or am I going to push back over and over again and go into discussion boards and go to other coaches and try to get a second and third opinion with everything they're telling me to do?
That's another thing as far as coaching goes. None of this was on our list, by the way, guys. If you do hire a coach and you fight every single thing that they tell you to do, why did you hire a coach?
And here's the thing. The truth is, your resistance will cause that to happen. You will be questioning what your coach is telling you, even if intellectually you know that it's right. because your limbic brain, your emotional brain does not want to change. It's going to happen. As soon as you sign up for any program, you download a free program off the internet, whatever the hell you're embarking on, and this is going to happen to you all with your New Year's resolutions, with your New Year's goals, with new programs you purchase or sign up for or coach or whatever. You're going to have resistance. For some people, it happens immediately after the buy button is pushed. For others, it happens a few days in or a week in, or for others,
Or
it
maybe
happens
it's not at all, and
when
then
it starts to
something
get
comes up
difficult.
and- yeah.
It's going to happen somewhere along the line, or else it's probably not challenging you.
Yes.
Yesterday, we talked about our goals. We had
Oh my
we had an
God.
official meeting
you're
on the
gonna
calendar.
put me out there,
I
aren't you?
am. We had an official meeting on the calendar. We did this a couple years ago, and then we didn't do
We
it
meant to
last
do it
year.
last year, but something happened last year. We didn't spend the time like we
So
wanted.
this year we were like, okay, we're gonna make it a priority. We're talking about our goals, we're our intentions for the new year, what we want to do personally and professionally. And Bronson had a major aha moment.
Was that an aha moment? It was maybe, I don't know.
I think so. It was resistance that you haven't really felt like this before.
Well, yes.
You were
yes.
present to a level of resistance that was so strong that it was palpable for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I this could be a whole nother video.
And I said, this is good.
Yes.
This is so
We'll just go there.
good.
We'll just go there. Yeah.
This is a sign that you were doing something right, because you weren't being you were doing things that were not challenging to you in this way. We're not requiring a new level from you, a new identity from you in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a level of goal setting. Guys, if I could, I don't even know how to explain how I felt yesterday. The why, well, you guys have all heard me say, the why has to make you cry. Okay? When you're setting your goals, the why has to be present when you're setting those goals. Why am I doing it? You can't set your goals without knowing why you want to do it.
Otherwise, they're not connected to goals at all. And this is why so many of you fail.
The challenge of the goals you set are based on the why you're doing it in the first place. So what are you trying to do, and how hard are you willing to push yourself to make it happen? If there isn't an emotional response to that, you have to ask yourself, is this goal going to really get me where I want to go? Because the goal, here's the thing, if the goal is inside your comfort zone, it's not going to be challenging. So the minute you decide, I'm going to do this is outside my comfort zone, you should be uncomfortable.
It should scare
Not
you.
even before you've even done anything.
It should scare you. You should get
This is
that
just
lump in your
making the
throat,
decision.
or that little
Right?
that, what do you call it? Like
Pit in your stomach.
Pit in your stomach.
Butterflies in your stomach.
It should be like this, oh shit moment. Can I really do this?
Like yesterday, it was more of I felt like I couldn't breathe. It was like just a
Holy
like
shit.
this is
Am I really
what
gonna
I'm
do
saying
this?
I'm doing this year, and oh my God,
Yikes. Yeah.
this is scary.
Yeah.
Right? It was like I couldn't breathe.
Yep.
If you don't feel some kind of way about the goals you're setting, are they really goals that are going to
Are they
get you
even
there?
personal to you? Do you care that? You probably don't care enough to do what it's going to take when it gets hard.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, just put me out there. That's fine. Now everybody's like, what goals did he set? What is he going to do?
Oh, so yeah, we already talked about the only way out is through.
Let's talk about this, kind of in that context of
Oh, yeah.
the why and what you're doing, and do you want it enough? One of the common refrains for last year, at least for me, I don't know if you had this as much, but I felt like many times last year I was talking about motivation, and understanding that motivation by definition isn't something you can be given. It isn't something that you need to have. You don't need motivation, because the definition of motivation literally is the desire for something. If you don't have motivation and you're saying, I need motivation, literally what you are saying is, I don't want this thing that I'm saying that I want.
Yep.
So you have to decide, do you want it or not? You don't need motivation, you need to decision.
Ooh.
That's
I love
that's your
that.
tip for the that's your tip. That's the
Yeah.
recap of that.
You haven't decided. If
haven't
you're
decided yet.
looking for motivation all the time, you haven't decided you actually want that thing.
Right.
And that's what we talk about when we say you're exhausted by this 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Because you have to keep making the decision every time. If every time someone puts a donut in front of you, you have to decide again that
Whether
you're
or not
not
you're
going
going
to
to
eat
eat
it,
it.
that's exhausting.
Yep.
That's absolutely exhausting. If you decide, I'm not eating donuts, period, and then start doing the things to reinforce that decision. Because here's the thing, making the
There's
choice
decisions and choices. Yes.
is different than making the decision. The decision is, I'm not having donuts anymore. The choices you make from that point will support the decision.
Yep.
How do I not have, I'm not having donuts anymore. From there on, it's how do I not have donuts? I don't surround myself with people who eat donuts. I don't go to the donut shop. I don't do this. I don't do this. I will do this instead. It's all of the things you now have to do to control yourself and control your environment to make the decision easier once you've made it. That's all it is. It's the how.
Are your choices aligned with the decision you already made?
That's it. There we go. There we go.
And if not, then you haven't made the decision. So you need to go back to that.
Yes.
And make sure it's attached to your why. Because if you made the decision to lose 20 pounds and you never sat down and really got clear on why exactly that matters to you, it'll be out the window as soon as a donut passes in front of your face.
Yep.
So you had a couple questions about your goal. Somebody's asking you.
I was going to say, somebody asked about the goal.
Are you getting on stage?
Oh, God, hell no.
Have you decided to compete this year? No, but even though this is not the goal that scared you, tell them what you are doing.
Oh, I'm getting back into CrossFit officially. Yeah. So tomorrow actually is first class.
He's not a bodybuilder, guys. He's not into that. That's not his driver. That doesn't motivate him. That doesn't excite him.
I'm about athletic performance. I'm about performance. So, which is kind of where
you're going.
We need
You're gonna
to
say
get
it.
into this whole freaking thing. Okay.
I think you should say it to
thing
someone
first.
more than just me to make it even more real and give you that fear all over again.
Right. No, as far as the CrossFit stuff goes, so you guys know I got started, my fitness journey started with CrossFit back in 2011. That's crazy.
That's when my journey started with my
2011.
diet.
It's been a while. I started coaching in 2012, I believe. No, it was 2010, I think, when I started CrossFit. I started coaching in 2012. And that's kind of what my background has been. I owned a gym for several years, sold it 2019. Dabbled in some other stuff since then. I went to a CrossFit gym before we moved to Virginia. So it's been about 2 years since I've actually even been in a CrossFit gym and done any CrossFit.
That's right.
I've been
'Cause
doing
you stopped
bodybuilding.
coaching.
I stopped coaching when I was up there. Been doing kind of dabbling in bodybuilding, powerlifting, kettlebell. I've just been kind of
Different things over
floating
time.
around the fitness space and just doing different stuff. More because, number one, I haven't really had any fitness goals. So I haven't felt like I needed to do anything specific. I do have one specific goal right now as far as the 1,000-pound club from a powerlifting strength perspective that I will be getting there. Don't know how long that's going to take. But it's been kind of floating around more to maintain my ability and everything else, but not really because I was trying to get to something. I've been missing two things. I've been missing the community, having other people. I've been telling you for months, like, I need a workout buddy. I need someone that I can lift with or do this with or whatever. Like, I just am tired of working out by myself. We go to the gym together a lot, but we don't work out together. We do different things. So it's not like we're
we just go and then we're like,
it's not like we're working sets with each other and whatever else.
It's not like I could really spot you the way you need
stalk
anyway.
her from across the gym.
He does. It gives me a boost in the middle of my workout when I see him
I just
staring
slap
at
her on the
me.
butt while she's lifting or something.
Sometimes he'll send me pictures he takes of me when I don't know he's taking them. Not creepy at all.
Not at all. So I've been missing that, but then I'm tired of programming for myself. I've been programming myself now for years, and it's kind of like, you know what? I want to just stop programming for myself, find a gym that I trust that has good programming, get a community of people, just go work out.
Execute. Let it be your outlet again.
Yeah, just let it kind of be an outlet. Go have fun, and just do that. So there's actually 2 CrossFit gyms within 2 miles of us, which is
And then there's like
awesome.
2 more within 5.
Yeah, and so
That's
there's one
crazy.
that's right down the street. I decided to join, so I'm thinking about joining. I just signed up for a week.
gonna go.
I'll go for a week and see what the vibe is. But it's kind of a smaller, more of a family gym. The other one's a little bit bigger, and I don't know if I want something like that. I want the more kind of intimate setting. So that's it. So, but as part of that, as far as the stuff for the year goes, you guys know I'm currently getting my master's in exercise science.
In case you didn't know, now you know.
In case you didn't know, now you know. I'm about halfway through. Actually, the beginning of January, the middle of January, I will be officially halfway through.
I call him the speed of implementation king.
Yeah, I should be done July, August with my master's if all goes well.
This man moves at the speed of light.
And then shortly thereafter, I am currently researching.
Say it. Put it in the universe.
I am looking into the possibility of that's what we call hedging.
Non-committal language.
No, I will be. I don't know when the programs start, but I'm assuming there will be a program
what's
that will
the
start.
decision that you made?
I'm getting my PhD. That's the decision I made. I was looking at getting a Doctor of Health Sciences at first. The school that I'm currently in has a DHSC program, but it's not in exercise science. It's in health, and it's in health and leadership, which is more of an administrative kind of process program, education, administration kind of thing, which isn't really where I want to be.
So what is it that you want to? What's your why that you wrote down the other day about why you want to do that?
I want to. You were the one that gave me the word. I want to be. She was like, "So you want to be a disruptor?" I was like, "Yes, I want to be a disruptor." So I don't know how deep we want to get into this. I have a background in IT. I'm a systems guy. I like understanding how things work. I like looking at things from the macro level and looking at how the components integrate. I like understanding what things impact performance. I like all of the things from an IT perspective, looking at how you integrate computer systems and networks and software and users and all of these different things are the same from a systems level as the human body. So when I look at the human body, I don't see biology and chemistry and all the physiology and all these things. I see systems and components. And my brain works in such a way where I want to understand those systems and components and how they fit and integrate and function and what impacts them and how to improve performance and what are the metrics and all these different things. Which equates to in exercise science is exercise science. That is understanding the human body and physiology and biology and all those things. But I don't see it that way. My brain is looking at things differently. What I want to do is I have seen firsthand over several years the impact of the ketogenic diet on exercise performance. There is a major gap in the information that we have about the ketogenic diet. And there is a major bias against the ketogenic diet in the scientific space. And my goal is to just blow that whole thing up. I want to put information out there. I plan on publishing some papers this year, as well as starting that PhD. I'm actually working on a paper right now that is going to be interesting. There's a lot of stuff happening this year. I'm setting some goals. The thing that is challenging, and here's the thing. I have huge imposter syndrome. Some of you may not realize that. Some of you may go, what are you talking about?
You're probably like, what? No way.
When it comes to the level that I really need to be, exposed at. I have huge imposter syndrome. There's a lot of stuff that I know. I have a lot of knowledge. I've been doing this for a long time. I have never seen myself at the level of a Mike Israelty, BioLane, who's some other people that are out
Israetel.
there? Israetel. What did I say? Israelty? Yeah, Israetel. Mike Israetel, Lane Norton.
Even Max Lugavere
Lugavere or Ryan Lowry or like I've never seen myself at that level. But that's the level that I need to get to in 2025. That's the goal. Because the information I want to put out has to be at that level if it's going to make a difference.
to challenge the